morning, ladies and gentlemen, again. Okay, my colleague has given us the broad, high level, what does the Commission do nationally, where you can find us, who's our captains, who's steering the ship forward. So now we need to break that down to what do we do in the province? How do we serve our people? How does the decisions at national office by the commissioners and the advocates come down so that we can serve the community of Molechi, so that we can serve the community of Polokwane? We need to know what do we do and what do we tell our communities and our public they can expect from the Commission. So we need some tangible how-tos and step-by-step take-alongs at the end of the day for this everything to become working rights, rights that are enforceable, a commission that is accessible to members of the public from anywhere. Now, my colleague has indicated to you that we've got units and we've got strat plans and everything is in place. Now, from the legal unit is one of the operational units. The units that work on the ground to realize the rights that are contained in Chapter 2 of our Constitution. Now, how does that translate to someone that wants to come up to the first floor in Library Gardens and discuss something with us? One of the key issues that the human rights address is the protection and the promotion of human rights. How does that translate? It means people can come to our offices and lodge complaints. What happens in this regard? What happens when we tell people, go to the Human Rights Commission, and we advocate and say, the Human Rights Commission is there? Well, practically, it happens as follows. The Commission has two ways of investigating a complaint. First of all, and that's where we actually want to congratulate you as media stakeholders and thank you for the role that you play, is we have an option of doing an own-accord investigation. That's when we pick up something that someone is not directly reporting to us, but I might have heard something in the media, or I might have read something in one of the local newspapers, and that alerted me to a possible human rights violation. So in that instance, the Human Rights Commission doesn't need an individual to come to our office to say, this person did this against me. No. We have the constitutional mandate, and it's supported by our founding legislation, to investigate without having a direct complainant. So if I hear the textbook delivery is not going according to plan, I have the right to open up a file and start an investigation. That's number one. That's an own-accord investigation. Number two is where we have a direct complainant who reports to our offices. Now, you can lodge a complaint by telephone, on the internet, or you can come and have a consultation at our offices. Our offices have legal personnel, trained, qualified attorneys, to receive members from the public and to provide legal assistance there and then free of charge. So what people do is they approach our offices and we assess their complaint. They can either give us a complaints form, and my colleague Mema Casey have copies of the complaints form, which is also valuable for you to see what type of information does the Human Rights Commission actually ask for, so that when in the future you do engage with our officers, you know what is available to us and what might be available to you then as well. So what we do is we will then accept the complaints form. The complaint is then assessed. Now, a lot of people would phone the Human Rights Commission and say, why aren't you acting on this and this and this and this and this? Now, my colleague has explained to you that we have a jurisdiction, and it's sometimes a very limited jurisdiction, because we've got sister organizations that deal with parallel issues, such as the Public Protector, or the Gender Commission, or the Commission on Religious and Cultural and Linguistic Communities. So we've got sister organizations, and in practicality, government gives budget to the organizations to deal with specific issues. So that's why the Human Rights Commission might not address certain labor disputes, because we've got the CCMA. And the CCMA has receives budget from government to address labor matters. So sometimes people would phone up and say, why aren't you addressing this issue at that company, or this dismissal, etc., etc. If upon assessment we do come to a point where we decide there's another organization that can address this matter better, our complaints handling procedures determine that we can refer that matter. So practically, we will accept the complaint, we will have a look at the complaint, and we will do a referral to our sister organization. Because we share mandates in some instances, or other instances, other organizations are better equipped to deal with these types of complaints. So a person would lodge the complaint, we would assess the complaint, and that is the mandate and the prerogative of the provincial manager. And upon the assessment, he will decide, does it fall within the jurisdiction of the Human Rights Commission? Is it something that we can deal with? Now at this point, it's also important to know what do we deal with and what don't we deal with. The Commission is not a court of law. So we can't deal with criminal matters. Where murder has taken place or theft or anything like that, the Commission cannot get involved in those matters because we're not a court of law. Also, civil proceedings. We've had matters where members of the public would come to us and say, I want to divorce my husband. He's cheating on me. Now, as much as we want to be the assistance for all members of the public, those matters do not fall within our mandate. So we usually refer members of the public to the correct forum who can actually assist them there. So those are the types of matters that we won't necessarily deal with. So those would be referrals or rejections or matters that we just would not open a complaint for. So the complainant would have the direction that the Commission has decided, and if we do investigate, the investigation process starts there and is dictated by our complaints handling manual. Now also for your interest's sake, that complaints handling manual is gazetted. It means you can Google it and you can get it. So it shows you what are the steps taken where the Commission investigates a complaint. Once again, we would have something in the media and someone would phone and say, what is the Commission doing about this? We have processes that are in place that you can also see and look up to all kind of have an idea of how the Commission would go about investigating certain complaints. If it's a complaint that the Commission does take on, we would accept the complaint and we would then start doing our investigation. And part of that investigation is to establish who the respondent is and sending an allegations letter. So we're basically attorneys putting the matter to the respondent to give them an opportunity to respond. My colleague, Ms. Tema, has made it very clear, we're an independent organization. So we afford an opportunity for both parties to represent themselves, to come to us, to say this is what happened and this is how they propose we might address it. In some instances, the Commission would resolve the matter by drafting an investigative report. That's one of the areas, that's one of the methods in which we can resolve. Another would be alternative dispute resolution. It means we would call parties to the table, to sit around the table and say, how do we address this matter? Or we can take the matter to court. So these are options that we have in terms of our complaints handling procedures. Once we do a finding or the matter is resolved, the matter is then closed on our side and the complainant has an opportunity to appeal if they're not happy with the finding, and the respondent can appeal by means of reviewing this matter at court. And I know a lot of you will know that this was also in contention with the public protector when Tuli Madonsela was the public protector. Once the report is drafted, and that's the same with the Human Rights Commission as well, and you are unsatisfied as the respondent, you can take the matter for review to a court. So that's the process on how you would contest the finding from the Human Rights Commission.